Rehearsals are in full swing, but how are they looking? Well, let's find out together. Roll titles! Good morning, afternoon or evening everybody! I am Jamie Vision and welcome back to a brand new video where we are looking at today, well, I am making my opinions as well, of the first round of rehearsals that have taken place over the past 2 days for the first semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest. So the past 2 days, the first semi-finalists have been in full swing with their first set of rehearsals by a backstage and of course on stage stuff, which you know, the great Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel have plonked onto the, well, YouTube, for every single nook and cranny to see and to scrutinise, albeit for about 30 and a bit seconds. Obviously, they certain snippets here and there, so yeah, we are literally just going by that today. So that is my little disclaimer. My opinion in regards to all of the rehearsals I've taken part of the last 2 days are going to be based off of those snippets, and that's about it. Is all I can really say. Otherwise, brace yourself for my opinions, or you know, the praise of my opinions, whatever way you look at it. Let's look at it all together and see how each country for the first semi-final is shaping. Let's get on with it. But before I do that, be sure of course to smash that subscribe button down there again in the video, and of course smash that like button as well, as hard as you bloody can, for more stuff. Subscribe for more, that is, and like for reasons. Anyway, let's go. So we are going to do all of these in performance order, and I am starting off with Lithuania. Hey, come on, it is a banger, isn't it? It is something that you beautifully dance to. Let's discotheque. They've kept the same formula as per the semi-final, but have made it tenfold times better. The background looks sleek with the checker flag stuff and actually mixes it in well. Not just with the checker flag stuff, but also some sort of like purple square stuff going on and everything, but it looks neat, it looks ever so nice and trimmed. Obviously the dance moves are as you were with the Roop. Of course it's going to be a good one. It looks slick, it looks fine, it just looks absolutely fine. I can't fault it. It's just a great little solid number to start off, and I'm sure a load of people will be absolutely fascinated by it. Lithuania, you are looking good so far. That's number one on the list. Starting off, well, next up even, is Slovenia, and you know what? Hi Slovenia, you have impressed me a little bit. For a song that's effectively not, you know, it's kind of below par, kind of average in terms of its ballad, which I'm afraid to say it is the case for Slovenia. Anna has actually, well, she's got a fantastic voice. She slayed it in terms of her vocal talent in rehearsal. The background is interesting, you know, it keeps you engaged. The only down mark that I have with Anna herself is, why does she have to be all like slaying it and all the rest of it, which we did catch a glimpse of it slightly in like the bridge part of the song. I think it's, yeah, like near the end of the song when it comes to the bridge. Yo, let's so set free. What's it called? No, let's amen together. There's no need for that, but if she maybe didn't need to do that, if she didn't do that whatsoever, I think this could potentially cause a little shock on the cards. But it's in position number 2. It's going to be touch and go for her. We'll see how Slovenia pans out, but they've surprised me. I think this could do maybe slightly better than what some people expect, and I've only just realised. Light, of course. Okay, so moving on to number 3, which is Russia. I mean, wow. wow. Just like, it's such a visual thing to behold from what I saw from the rehearsal. So the beginning part is she's in this sort of massive Russian dress kind of thing, where, as I say, it's like, I don't know, it looks like a tea cozy or one of them bog roll holders or covers even for something. Not that I'm suggesting, mind you, I'm not the fan of the song as it is anyway, so maybe that's appropriate. But it's an interesting look. But of course the fun bit is that after like about 30 seconds of her being in it and moving about like she's shimmying along like a curling puck thing on an ice rink, it's interesting. But eventually she opens a door in a weird way and then obviously slays it afterwards. Now, I didn't catch the rest of it, but I caught a little bit from Weeby Blogs afterwards. Yes, I do watch Weeby Blogs. Is that there was, as far as I'm aware, like a load of Russian women in the background with some sort of power thing, which will work. It will work on a social standing. It'll get people engaged. But for me, will it be enough for Russia to go through? Well, judging by the bookies, it seems that way. So I could be completely wrong about Russia not qualifying. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, it's still early days. Still only first rehearsal. It's only the footage coming from the venue itself. It's not like TV cameras or anything. When we see it actually as per the Eurovision Song Contest event, which of course most people will be watching it from. They'll be watching from their TV screens rather than actually being at the event. So we'll see what happens. Early days, but it's eye-catching, is all I will say. Next up we have Sweden, and, well, like Lithuania, it is copy-paste as per the national final. The only difference being, of course, it got a bigger background, which therefore, like, well, what I saw, they sort of like made a carving midway through, which is actually pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. But the rest of it is the same, which for Lithuania is good because they have their eye-catching dances. But I'm also sure the same could be said for Sweden, because at the end of the day, it's just to say a sort of a kind of thing, a million voices, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm just not that convinced by this particular one. But being Sweden, they'll probably come up with some good camera angles. We obviously haven't seen any from the first rehearsals, but we still got the second rehearsals to come, which I think generally will be the time where they release snippets of the camera angles. So that'll be interesting. Otherwise, I'm a little bit lackluster. I feel lackluster with Sweden on this one. Right, anyway, so number 5, excuse me, number 5 is Australia, and it's no rehearsals for Australia, unfortunately. They're the only country that have not turned up to Rotterdam and are instead showing their, well, literally showing their performance from home. They're live on tape recording, so we saw a snippet of that. I mean, Jesus Christ. If I didn't like the song beforehand, or wasn't a fan of the song beforehand, I'm still not a fan. Even the performance, I mean, I only saw like, what, the early 30 seconds, so maybe they'll show a later 30 seconds with camera angles, but from what I saw, it just didn't attract me, it didn't capture me, and I fear Australia could have their first non-qualification ever since they made their debut, well, semi-final debut in 2016, so yeah, I think they've fallen a bit, honestly, Australia. I think you have honestly fallen. Sorry about that, but yeah, sorry. And another country that unfortunately has underwhelmed me, a big bad time I'm afraid, is North Macedonia at number 6. I mean, look, say what you like about the song, it's okay. I think it's better than a couple of others, especially Australia, but by God, what's with all the light shiny mirror thing going on there? I don't get that. That's just it just completely didn't do anything for me. His outfit was a bit weird. His vocals were fine, you know, he's got good vocals, but I fear North Macedonia are going to get shoved out in the cold from the rest of the competition, especially in a bit of a negative position being a number 6. So yeah, sorry North Macedonia, I don't think you're going through. I'm convinced at the moment you're not going through, no matter what the second rehearsals are going to come by, but hey, I could change my mind, you never know. Number 7, Ireland. Now, okay, we're going to have to literally wait for the second rehearsal for this one, because at the end of the day, we're only seeing stuff from outside. Obviously, what she does is some sort of movement which will match with what they're going for visual style-wise on the camera angles and some special effects and stuff like that, so we can only judge it on that. We can't judge it on this one, I'm afraid, and I certainly can't judge it on this, because at the end of the day, it's only her vocals we're judging her on. She did relatively okay. I think there were 1 or 2 like minor bits, but otherwise, again, we can't judge it. We have to literally wait for the second rehearsal for this one, so I'm going to save comment on that one. Into the second half, and number 8, Cyprus. Oh! Not only do I love El Diablo, but I love Elena. She is gorgeous in this, and the performance is slick. Her vocals were, I think, all 1 or 2 hiccups, but otherwise they were pretty good. But by God, they picked the outfit for her. She nailed it, and obviously the backing dancers in their sort of red latex vibes, they'll get the performance going. I'm loving this more and more, actually. I think Cyprus could surprisingly do maybe even squeeze a top 5 now if they get through to the final. I honestly think that. So Cyprus, you have really impressed me. I dare say that's my winner from the last 2 rehearsals. So there you go. But then again, number 9 even is Norway. I think this is a good 2nd or 3rd because, I mean, aside from the Angel Wings, it's ticks. You've got the Devils around her, 4 instead of 6 this time, as you would expect. It's carbon copy of the second semi-final, from the national final even, sorry. But they don't need to change it. Keep it as you do. They were confident with it. It looked great, in my opinion. And I can actually see Tix being really relatable. Everybody will hear about him more. And I think even the commentators will let people know what he's been through. And I think he's going to get not just a good sympathy vote, but a good song vote. I think this is definitely going to bode well for Norway. But hey, they kept it simple. We'll see what the camera angles are like on second rehearsal. Number 10 is Croatia. Do you know what? Much like Cyprus, they put her in a really good outfit. Almost the same as Cyprus, but it's a bit more sleek, a bit more streamlined. Almost a few like sort of, ooh, hide that, hide those a bit. See what I'm saying? So this is looking good, and I think the backing dancers, I think they put them in better outfits as well. Put them in a silver sort of vibe. Yes, they kind of. I think the outfit on the men could have been a little bit better positioned, but there you go. But nevertheless, she's a slayer, and she'll slay it on the night. Oh, she just looks good in it. She really does look good in it. Croatia, a good, impressive performance for the first rehearsal, but we'll see what happens the rest of the way. Number 11, Belgium. I don't know what to make of this. I mean, on the one hand, I get the dark vibe. It's a dark bass song. It's a dark style. It's a dark song. So I get it, but I just don't. I'm not a fan of it. I just think it looks a little bit too bland. I think they need to add some extra element into there. Maybe the camera angles will work it better when we see it in the second rehearsals. She looks good in the outfit they've given her, but and obviously she performs the song well and everything, but I don't know. I think there's just something missing with Belgium. So that could maybe not stand it in a good stead come the first semi-final itself. Number 12, Israel. I mean, I personally didn't see the costume change myself, but then again, they were preparing for it in the video that we did see on the Eurovision website or the Eurovision YouTube channel. But as far as the actual dancers are concerned, I don't know. It's weird. Again, I'm torn about this one. Also, I felt, I don't know about you and me, but I felt there were 1 or 2 bum notes also with her, but I think more prolific than the others. She did the high bit good, but it was just the rest of the pitch seemed a little bit wayward. But then again, first rehearsal, there's plenty of time to prepare yourself for that. It's probably just nerves or something, so that's perfectly understandable if it is. But yeah, I wasn't swayed by this. I don't know why. But there you go. Number 13, Romania. And again, it's a vibe that I can understand because it's trying to push things away, trying to push some amnesia away, which you don't want. But, oh, I don't know. I'm just, again, it's one of them where I'm just not that convinced at the moment. Maybe the camera angles will sell me a little bit. But the way it was all portrayed, the way she's all dancing about, it just didn't sell it to me for some reason. Which is why I actually think this could be potential shock non-qualifier, because Romania are up in the bookies ranking for some reason, and I don't think it's going to do as well as people make out to be. It's in a very tough first semi-final as it is anyway, so we'll see how it pans out. Hey, second rehearsal to come. Number 14, Azerbaijan. Hey, she looked good. She actually sang probably one of the best ones on that particular rehearsal. So she's got the vocals for it. The background, I think, could be a little bit better, but then again, I suppose they have to come up with something that meets the vibe of, you know, living in Marrakesh, for example. But, hey, I think it looks okay. I mean, it's a sort of sexual vibe kind of theme we got going on with it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, Ukraine, you have, oh, I love the song, she performed it well, but what the hell is all of that white stuff? I wasn't that convinced. Having seen it a second or third time, I must admit, I sort of understood it, especially with the, you know, the white circle things that the backing dancers have got. The outfit they picked was, I think, the right vibe. It's all Crimean and everything. Not just Crimean, but also Chernobyl related and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like they could. Well, we'll see what happens for the camera angles. It's one of them. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Finally, Malta. This is the biggest disappointment, I think, for not just me, but for a lot of people. Destiny and your backing dancers, you do not suit pink. She slayed it, probably best of the vocals on the night, actually, come to think of it. But by God, the vibe about it, no, just no. They need to change the vibe, I think, if they're going to have any chance of you know, progressing in this, because at the end of the day, as much as the song is a relatively good banger and people get behind it, I am not surprised that it's gone down in the bookies, because it was virtually a shoo-in for first, and now it's like joint level with France. So I think they need to. Go back to the drawing board with this particular staging. Not the performance, not the vocals or anything else like that, but just the staging and the outfits. They need to go back to the drawing board with, because that was not absolutely suited whatsoever. It doesn't need all that. If Malta are going to have a chance of finally picking up their first ever victory, which with this song I wouldn't mind. They just need to come up with something better than this. I really honestly think that. So yeah, that's all. I'm done. Woohoo! Opinions done and dusted. It's a bit of a long ass video, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's to say what I think, of course. Please do let me know what you think. Which countries are set you like, which countries you think are not going to qualify from their performances. But it's only been the first rehearsal, and we got second semi-final to come with 2 days worth more of rehearsals. We'll see what happens come those snippets of rehearsals that we get to see from the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel. But in the meantime, as always, if you want to subscribe to more of my lovely good Eurovision content, then smash the subscribe button down there. And if you want to see a little playlist of all of my initial reactions to this year's entries, and click over there. Smash that like button as hard as you can, and ring the bell to get notified about my latest videos if you're already subscribed. So thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo!